After months of being accused of sexual misconduct, Russell Simmons posts a message on Instagram.
And speaking of Instagram, actress Jane Seymour, 67 years old, just posted a couple of photos of her pictorial in Playboy. Joining us now to talk about that is Heidi Hamilton from Dish Nation and Frosty, Heidi, and Frank on KLOS. We start with Russell Simmons. I saw that on Instagram. He posted, temporarily closed for spiritual maintenance.
Right. Haven't we all kind of wanted to do that on Instagram?
However, he's been accused of sexual misconduct. 3
different women have accused him of raping them.
Exactly.
And then there were some other women who came forward and said in the 80s and 90s he sexually assaulted them too. So he's in this firestorm of women coming at him. He stepped down from his companies, which I think was a smart thing to do because, I mean, if you do care about your company at all, it's like, okay, I've got employees. I don't want the brand to be hurt. So he stepped down from the companies that he was running, which I think is a good thing. And now he's in Bali trying to get right with God.
He's also said, I didn't do those things, and actually posted hashtag not me.
You're right.
So he said, no, this is
Well, have any of the guys admitted that they did anything that these women are accusing them of doing? It doesn't seem like they go, yeah, I did that. All guys say, I mean, every guy that we've talked about in the news.
But to say hashtag not me.
Right.
He really is taking a stand.
That's sort of going in their face a little bit, I think. That's like saying, no, I'm legit calling you all liars, and I'm going to start my own thing.
And what is the end game then? Is it to step back, step away, and to really, maybe he really is taking this seriously, right?
Yeah, he said he wanted to, have a better relationship with his daughter, so he's in Bali, which is, I guess, where you go. What I learned in Eat, Pray, Love is Bali is where you go to get everything figured out. That's what Elizabeth Gilbert did. So maybe he's going to, maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe it'll be a book thing for him that he's going to talk about how I was this guy and I sort of figured it out and I'm not this guy anymore and I want to be a better man for my daughters. And
he also wrote in that posting, I'm just going to kind of sit back and let you all talk.
Right.
And kind of
say whatever you
listen.
want.
He just wanted to listen.
Yeah, just listen. And in Bali, meditating apparently. Okay. So we'll see if that fixes him. I don't know.
Do you want to talk about Jane Seymour?
Okay.
Okay, so Jane Seymour has decided to pose for Playboy at the age of 67. This is her 3rd time. And
there she is.
She does look fantastic.
She looks fantastic. The only thing, I'm like, I think she could have shown a little bit more.
Well, doesn't Playboy, are they still doing the no nudity
Yes, they are. See, they weren't at first. When Hugh Hefner stepped down, they were like, I think we're going to just go with,
the articles?
The articles, because that's why you guys all looked at it anyway, or so I heard. And they decided to not do nude, and then Hugh Hefner's son took over and said, no.
So is she
We're going
nude?
back to nude. I haven't seen any nudes of her. I don't believe she was getting nude, but she was just showing sort of like boudoir photos, and look, that's what 67 years old looks like. Talk about goals. I mean, that's absolutely incredible.
She just wanted to show everyone she says she's comfortable in her skin, she's comfortable with herself, and then she also broaches Me Too. And
well, she does. She said
so why don't we talk about that?
Yeah, she said back in 1972, a producer says, why don't you come to the house? Let's talk about a potential project that we're working on. And he expected sexual relations with her, and she said,
a quid pro quo.
You can call me a cab. I'm leaving. And he said, if anybody ever finds out that you were here or that any of this happened, you won't work anywhere on the planet. So she freaked out, got really scared. She was a young woman at that time, and she just went back to London and thought, I'm done with Hollywood.
Wonder who that was.
I know.
She doesn't name names.
Who was that?
But why not?
Must have been some titan. Must have been somebody.
Somebody big that she was like, all right, I'm leaving California. I'm just going to go back to London for a while. And then obviously her career did take off and everything ended up okay. But she said, yes, I was a part of that. And she's coming out now saying, we shouldn't have to do that. Women should have a choice. And I think that's part of, her posing. Again, it could be looked at as a little hypocritical or contradictory, where it's like, oh, she's part of the Me Too campaign, but she's posing in Playboy, which is, look at my body.
Maybe there's some gray area. Maybe.
There might be, but I think, too, it's the whole part of that is it's my choice. It's my body. I'm not being forced to do anything. I'm not being asked to do something that's putting me in an uncomfortable situation.
And the Me Too movement is about being asked to do something for a job.
For a job, and if you don't do it, then you're not going to get a job. And that's not what posing in Playboy. You have all the power. I'm sure she had say in what she was going to be willing to show. And so, yeah, she's in the power position there. So
67 years young.
67. No excuses, I guess. Dang it.
That's right.
I can't just say, well,
I
gotta go work out.
On my way to the gym.
We're all going to do push-ups here right after this commercial break.
Dan.
You can hear Heidi every morning on Frosty, Heidi, and Frank, weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m., 95.5 KLOS Radio. And you can see her weeknights at 11:30 on Dish Nation right here on Fox 11. Heidi, thank you.
Are we really doing push-ups now?
You want to do it? Yeah.
After those photos, I need to work
That's
out.
it.
Thank you, Heidi.
We'll be right back.